Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar News channel. We've got something big for you today, so listen closely. It's the 5 p.m. update, and this one might be a turning point. Reports are flying in that Wells Fargo has just dropped at a new rate for the Iraqi dinar, and it's causing a stir in both banking and investor circles. Is this the long-awaited revaluation RV that everyone's been talking about for years? Is this the moment where dreams finally start becoming reality? People are rushing online, trying to verify what's happening, while dealers and analysts are scrambling to understand the ripple effects. In this video, we're going to break it all down for you: what the new rate is, what it means, and what you should be doing right now if you're holding dinar. So stay locked in, because what happens next could change everything for you. Let's start with the headline everyone's been talking about. Wells Fargo, a major American bank, has reportedly updated its internal rate for the Iraqi dinar. This is not something we hear every day. Normally, the dinar has been stuck at a stagnant program rate for years, hovering around 1320 IQD to the dollar. But now, rumors suggest Wells Fargo has adjusted that rate in their systems to something much stronger. Some say it's a little over $1, which if true would mark the first public confirmation that a real revaluation is underway. Why is this important? Because when a major U.S. bank makes a move like this, it signals serious coordination with central banking authorities. It suggests that there's been approval at a global level, not just in Baghdad. And that's the part that's got everyone watching closely, from small investors to financial insiders. If this rate holds, it may confirm that Iraq is ready for global reintegration. Now let's dig deeper into what this could actually mean for Iraqi dinar holders around the world. If the new rate is truly above $1 per dinar, then anyone holding large stacks of dinar could suddenly see their holdings multiply in value overnight. Imagine holding just 1 million IQ. At the old rate, it was worth about $7, but at $1 per dinar, you're now sitting on $1 million US. That's not a minor shift. That's life-changing for many. But here's the key: the exchange opportunity may not be unlimited. If a revaluation is truly happening, there will likely be a window, a limited period in which people can bring in their 25,000 or 50,000 notes and exchange them at the new rate. After that, the old notes could be phased out. The central bank wants to clean up the currency system, so delays could mean lost value. That's why knowing about this now is critical. But before we get too far ahead, we have to ask, why would Iraq or the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, and international players like Wells Fargo make such a move now? There are several reasons. Over the past few years, Iraq has been laying the groundwork, building foreign reserves, tightening anti-corruption measures, improving digital banking infrastructure, and joining key international systems. Iraq now holds billions in reserves and has begun pricing more of its oil contracts in currencies outside the US dollar. These steps matter because they prove Iraq is not just guessing or gambling with its currency, it's backing it with real economic muscle. And as the country shifts toward a more digital and internationally connected economy, revaluing the dinar becomes more feasible. That's why the timing of today's report from Wells Fargo makes sense. Iraq may finally feel ready, and global banks may now feel comfortable aligning with a new, stronger rate. So what might the revaluation process look like if this truly is the beginning? Experts suggest it would happen in stages. First, a small increase to show intent and signal to markets that Iraq is serious. That might have already happened when the dinar was shifted from 1400. Now with Wells Fargo showing a rate of over $1, this could be step 2. The real jump. What comes next is even more crucial: a structured period for collecting the old 30 notes, those large bills like the 25,000 dinar note. The idea is to get that currency back into banks, reduce inflationary pressure, and switch over to lower denomination note. Doing this in phases avoids chaos in the market, it prevents inflation shocks, and it gives the government more control over supply and demand. So in many ways, today's update fits the blueprint experts have been predicting all along. There's also a psychological and emotional aspect to all this. For years, Iraqis and currency holders around the world have been skeptical. They've heard rumors, seen false starts, and watched the dinar stagnate. but a real move by a major bank like Wells Fargo. That brings credibility. It says, this is no longer a rumor, this is real. And it matters for national pride too. A stronger dinar helps Iraq regain confidence on the global stage. It tells the world that Iraq is not a failed state or a war zone. It's a rebuilding nation with rich resources and serious potential. And for ordinary people, both in Iraq and abroad, it means hope. It means all those bundles of cash tucked away in homes or safety boxes might finally have real value. That emotional shift from hopelessness to belief could be one of the biggest impacts of all. Let's talk mechanics for a moment. If the revaluation is real, and the dinar is now worth more than $1, then Iraq's total money supply has to adjust. That means the central bank would likely remove old notes from circulation quickly. They might give people a month, maybe 45 days max, to exchange old bills, and they may offer small incentives for early exchange, like a bonus rate or small cash reward. This not only speeds up the process, but ensures they get a clearer picture of how much dinar is actually out there. Once they know that, they can better control inflation, stabilize prices, and manage economic policy. The switch to smaller, higher-value notes also helps everyday commerce. No more carrying around stacks of 25,000 notes to buy basic items. Instead, the currency becomes practical for modern life, just like the dollar or euro. But what about people who miss the window? What if someone still has stacks of old dinar under their mattress after the collection period ends? Well, that's where it gets complicated. Inside Iraq, those notes would likely lose value and become useless for spending. Outside Iraq, there might be some exchange opportunities for a while, but even that would fade quickly. The aim is to prevent people from crossing borders to double dip or abuse the system. So timing is everything here. If you have dinar, be ready to move fast. Don't wait until the last minute. Stay updated, stay alert, and make sure your notes are clean, genuine, and ready for exchange. This might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and missing it could mean losing everything. Another point to keep in mind is how this move affects Iraq's trade and economy. A stronger dinar makes imports cheaper. That means more products on shelves at lower prices, especially for goods like electronics, medicine, and food. It also reduces the need for Iraqis to buy and hoard US dollars. When your own currency is stronger, you're more likely to spend and save in dinar. That keeps money inside the country, helping small businesses grow, increasing loan activity, and boosting job creation. It also reduces dependence on street markets and black market currency deals. When the official rate is strong and trusted, the underground economy starts to shrink. That's good news for stability, transparency, and future growth. And this isn't just good news for Iraq. Investors around the world are watching closely. A stable, revalued dinar, backed by real reserves and oil exports, could attract foreign investment like never before. That includes not just speculators, but serious players, banks, oil companies, tech firms, construction giants. They see opportunity in a stable Iraq with a strong currency. And if Iraq begins pricing more of its oil contracts in dinar, instead of US dollars, it could save the country billions over time. That money can go back into infrastructure, education, and healthcare. The RV then isn't just a win for dinar hold, it's a foundation for Iraq's next economic era. People often ask, why not jump straight to $2 or $3 per dinar? The answer is risk. A massive overnight jump would shock the economy, create too much demand, and possibly mess up trade balance. That's why the step-by-step approach makes more sense. First, move to show it's real. Second, move to over $1. Then, clean up the currency supply. Maybe later, if the economy continues to improve, there will be room for another revaluation. But the focus now is stability, building trust, showing the world that Iraq is a serious player. And today's update from Wells Fargo may be the clearest sign yet that this plan is moving forward exactly as intended. So what should you do now? First, verify what you hold. Check your dinar notes. Make sure they're genuine. Then stay connected to trusted platforms. Follow updates from financial institutions, currency dealers, and news outlets. Be ready for any announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq, and most importantly, have a plan. Know where you'll go to exchange your dinar. Know what documents you'll need. Be prepared for possible limits, requirements, or taxes. Don't wait for the last minute. You've waited for years already. Don't risk losing your opportunity now by being unprepared. For the shop owner in Baghdad, the farmer in Basra, the student in Mosul, everyone could benefit from a stronger currency, more investment, and lower inflation. And yes, dinar holders abroad could finally see the reward they've been waiting for. But don't forget, this is not a lottery. It's a strategy. It's a structured move to restore financial order, rebuild trust, and create a modern, thriving economy. That's the bigger picture, and it's worth remembering as we move forward. So here we are, August 3rd. Wells Fargo drops a new rate, and the world takes note. Could this be it? The long-awaited RV. All signs point to something real happening, but the road isn't over yet. Timing, politics, and public reaction will all play a part. So stay sharp, stay calm, and stay subscribed. We'll be here with you every step of the way. If you found this update helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to know. Let us know in the comments. Do you think this is it, or are we still waiting for the final move? Either way, the wheels are turning. Don't